Do, do. Oh, okay. Do, do, do. Yeah. I'll do these, mate. Yeah. Don't look. You're getting all tangled up. Where'd they go? Oh, no Steffi on them.
It's not working, and I got clips. I hope you're all here for Shabbat Shirah. I hope this is not a surprise to anybody.
We've got some time. Whoa. Where's my Sid? There. Oh, no. Don't go away. Don't go away. Which one? I'm sorry. For Michelot? Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. How fast does it go? Yeah. Are you doing an A or what do you? Hmm?
Okay. Okay. This one, I've got a, it's written in B minor, but we could do it in A minor. I think that's the key you're playing it in. Okay. And I don't know, 60s. Okay, we're not doing that. Okay. Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohim. So again. And then we go. I don't know. The first two are not. I'm not as familiar. The first two I'm not as familiar with. Ah, that can't be right. They could an E chord with that can't be right. That's got to be a misprint. It's got to end on E, I think. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-da-dum-ba. Yeah, I can do. Ki Shirah Jan. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Let me see what key it's in. Okay. They've got it nice and low. I think they've got even lower than they have it in here, which is pretty low. Whoop, 1, 2, 3. Before we start, I hope that you're all here for Shabbat Shirah. We're singing tonight. I hope that's not a surprise to you.
The whole service is going to be sung. There's going to be very little that's going to be said and not sung. And I expect to hear some of your voices faking it too. Because goodness knows, Virginia and I didn't get to rehearse, so we'll be faking it.
We're all faking it, so it's good.
Is it working? See, you know the songs.
Yeah.
This is good. I
Let's
need
get
your
her
help
up here.
So, if you're so inclined, anybody here rhythmic? Anybody good with rhythms? Want a shaker?
Yeah.
We got some shaker people here. Hold on, let's see. Would you give one of these to each of the young ladies behind you, and you keep one, please? I got something better for you. You have your choice. You want one? You want one? Which one? Pick one.
I'll do this.
Good. Okay. We've got the back row wants tambourine. Hey, Mr. Tambourine. Excuse me. Hi. All right. You can try your instruments now before we go live. So, and while you're looking, I'm letting you know that the musical instruments that are against the back wall, like that shofar, and the dulcimer, 5-string dulcimer from Kentucky, and the electric sitar, I'm not handing those out. Those are just for show. But I think that before we begin, we deserve a gong. And I am very much hoping that by the end of the night, some of you are old enough to remember the gong show. I'm hoping that somewhere in the middle of this, somebody's not going to come up and gong us. Please do. We'll just go on to the next song and keep trying. It's Shabbat. We hope not. But, and we can start, all important occasions to start. You see this one? See this one? Look. This is a very big one right here. But as I like to say, mine's bigger. So would you call out a tekiah for me?
Tekiah. Tekiah.
I'll keep going. You keep calling them.
Tequila.
What's another one? Give me another one. Shavarim. Teruah. Tekiah.
There you go.
That's as much as I am doing. That's going to be, as you know, we're celebrating Shabbat Shirah, which means the Sabbath of song. We're supposed to be focusing mostly on the song that we sang. No, not the happy birthday song. We're supposed to be focusing mostly on the song that we sang when we made it across the Sea of Reeds. And we will. We'll focus on that when it gets to that part in the service. And you'll know when that is, because you've got a song sheet. Sorry? So far, thank you. So far, so good. Then you won't remember the parts that we don't do as well, I guess. I hope. This is not just Shabbat Shirah for us. Helene, as educator, and I are trying something new this year. We're trying to teach as well as experience. So this Shabbat is supposed to be a world Shabbat, and we are trying to have you experience something of Sephardic jewelry. And if you think you know what Sephardic jewelry is, you do, but I'll tell you, it's all kinds of things. I was saying to Helene that when I was growing up in New York, the Jews that I knew, who I was growing up with, were the Ashkenazic Jews. And everybody else were the Sephardic Jews. It was like us and them. And the us did things like we did not eat rice on Shabbat, and they ate rice on Shabbat. And everybody who ate rice on Shabbat were the them. And I grew up in a world where we walked to holiday services and things. We'd go to Grandma's house. Eventually, when grandparents got old enough, we would drive a few blocks and then walk to the services. The Sephardic Jews are generally what we might call Orthodox. They're generally very traditional Jews. They may not call themselves Orthodox in some ways, but they're very traditional. So I wanted to share with you some of the things that I have gathered about Sephardic jewelry, because it's really hard to pin down what it is. So I found some articles that I thought you might want to know. This is the sermon. I'm going to do this at the beginning because I would very much like to sing through the rest of the service. Some of the music, as promised, will be Sephardic music, and I wanted to explain why Sephardic means many things. I think you're going to be very, I hope, pleased or surprised or both to know that many of the melodies that we usually do are Sephardic melodies, and you may not have known that. This is most of an article by a woman named Serena Rofe, who's a journalist and has a master's in Jewish studies, and I can tell you more about her afterwards, but I'd like to tell you what she says about Sephardic. She says, many researchers believe that the term Sephardic originally referred to Jews living in and later expelled from Spain in 1492. The word Sfarad means Spain. Today, the term Sephardic has come to be accepted as a reference to the Jewish exiles and their descendants who settled in countries along the Mediterranean Sea, North Africa, the Balkans, Italy, Syria, and Palestine, as well as the Jews who were already living in these places. Some of these Jews fled to Brazil, to Holland, and the Jewish communities of the New World, including New Amsterdam, which became New York, Mexico, Curaçao, the Caribbean. The Sephardim of the Iberian Peninsula, which are now Portugal and Spain, spoke Ladino, which is a combination of Hebrew and Spanish. And don't get me started on the languages that the Sephardic Jews speak, because that's what my doctoral dissertation was in, and it would take us a long time to get out of here. One day I will tell you a lot about the Sephardic Jewish dialect and how many there are and what happened to them, etc. Is a Sephardic Jew necessarily a descendant of Spain and the Iberian Peninsula? What about Syrian Jews, many of whom came from Spain in the 16th century? Are they all Sephardic? The issue revolves around the fact that Jews were already living in the Middle East for centuries before the birth of Christianity and later Islam. The official definition of Sephardic, according to Rabbi Mark Angel of the Sephardic House, is, quote, almost any Jew who is not Ashkenazi. I told you. Although there are wide cultural divergences within the Sephardic world, common liturgy and religious customs constitutes underlying factors of unity. And that's part of why, when we were growing up in New York, it was an us and them. Because if they came from Syria, or they came from Lebanon, or they came from France, or they came from Spain, compared to the Ashkenazic traditions, they all seem to have similar traditions. One issue is whether it's possible to bring one-heading Jews who spoke Ladino for generations and those who never set foot on Spanish land who spoke various Oriental languages, such as Arabic and Persian. Further complicating the issue is what to call the indigenous Jewish population of the Middle East and North Africa, where a majority of the Jews expelled from Spain settled. There is Daniel Elazar, the first president of the American Sephardi Federation and a distinguished scholar, said, for Jews, what is most important as a distinguishing characteristic is not the specific culture acquired in any particular country of exile by any particular Jewish population, but the broader issues of halakha and mishpat, Jewish law, community organization, and cultural patterns from food to synagogue rituals. In these respects, the Sephardi world is one from the Atlantic to the Indian Oceans, significantly influenced by its location within the Islamic civilization. Another issue concerns the Talmud and is expressed by Alfasa Marx, related to people I know here, the Sephardic Marx. The Crusades, which started in the beginning of the last millennium, virtually destroyed Jewish intellectual life. It was suppressed and almost brought an end, was suppressed and almost brought an end to the Jewish creative process in the Middle European countries and the Holy Land. It was during this period that the further development of the Talmud passed to Jewry living in Iberia and North Africa. Our Talmud, the base of how we interpret Jewish law, came to Spain from Babylon, which is Iraq, what is now Iraq, and the Middle East. It was not developed there. It went there with Rab Sadia Gaon, Rabbi Chanoch ben Moshe, and Rabbi Hananel ben Hushiel in the 10th and 11th centuries. These rabbis were born in North Africa. These three rabbis fueled Rabbi Yitzchak Alfasi, born in Algeria, raised in Morocco, who later became one of the highest recognized Talmudists in history. He later lived his life in Cordoba and Lucena, Andalusia. We can go on, but you get the point that the Sephardic Jews, in some sense, live everywhere. The oldest congregation in America is a Sephardic congregation. Often, though, I was friends with the chief Sephardic rabbi in Montreal, and he was an Ashkenazic guy, but he was the head of the Sephardic congregation. And so you will hear some melodies. I wanted to share with you in some way, because we're doing a musical Shabbat, some of the differences between the communities in various places. And tonight you'll be tasting some Sephardic foods, and you'll see some of that. And hopefully it will pique your interest in Sephardic things. I wanted to point out that for many years you've heard of things like the Golden Age of Spain. And the Golden Age of Spain was a time when the Muslims were in control, and that the Muslims allowed Jews to be second-class citizens, but with full freedom to worship the way we wanted and to continue studying and learning. And we enjoyed a lot more freedom in those days than we did in other places. I don't want to do a complete history lesson of some of the not happy things that happened after that, but I would like to say, so the Sephardic Jews spread out to be almost everywhere. And I have to say that often people who convert to Judaism nowadays kind of like the Sephardic traditions more than many Ashkenazic traditions. Many of those traditions include things like rice on Passover and things that seem, even though keeping with a tradition, sometimes seem more lenient or not as strict. So I hope you will continue to learn. We're going to teach more things about it as the year progresses. But in the meantime, I would invite you to turn to page 65. Be ready to sing. This is where we do the candle blessing. I invite you to all please rise and help me with the candle blessing. This is not going to be the Sephardic melody. Page 65. B'rchi b'rch shemoy, b'rchi b'rch shemoy, b'rchi b'rch shemoy. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And since I forgot, I need you to take a deep breath with me, even though you're already standing. Try it. I'll blow up. Try again. Okay, I wish this were real wine and not just the symbol of wine. But we turn to page 165. And I am going to try my hardest to remember this melody. Baruch atah Adonai. Oh, we're going to have to do the other one. There's no way I'm going to do it. Borei pri hagafen, Baruch atah Adonai. We're going to have to do it the other way. It's the only one that's popping into my head tonight. That's going to have to be, our Sephardic tradition is sometimes singing Ashkenazic melodies. There. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava u'v'ratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim. You may be seated. If you say Shabbat Shalom to somebody near you, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat,
Somebody
Shabbat,
who didn't
Shabbat,
come in with
Shabbat,
you.
Shalom.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Oh, Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat,
Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom.
We are going to continue on your song sheets. I hope everybody got song sheets. So on one side, it's kind of showing you the progress of the service. Did we hand out all the song sheets? Did we? We have some more if somebody needs. We've got a few more. I was just trying to gauge how many people are here. Yeah, there you go. Because I know how many I printed. So I know how many people showed up that way. So the next song is a traditional Yemenite melody for something that is often sung as part of a Shabbat service. I love this song, but unfortunately the words are not in our prayer book, so we don't get to do it very often. It's about freedom. And let me see, hold on one second. Am I on? Is the guitar on?
Yeah.
It is? Okay, ready? Derori kera levenim bat ve'in sorachem kimo vavar. Derori kera levenim bat ve'in sorachem kimo vavar. Ne'im shimachem ve'lo Shabbat, Shavu v'nochu v'yom Shabbat, Shavu v'nochu v'yom Shabbat. Don't you like it? You feel it? Everybody going like this yet? No? You're supposed to be. I'm doing something wrong if you're not doing that yet. The next song has two versions to it that I wanted to share with you. Tzur Mishalo, which is also on your song sheet. Tzur Mishalo is usually sung as part of, it's after a meal. It's part of Birkat HaMazon, which is the blessing after the meal sometimes. And you can tell because it says God, who's a tzur, a rock, a very big rock, like a boulder, a kind of a macho rock. Not the kids always ask me, why do we call God a rock? Why is that cool? Because it's a really big, immovable kind of a rock. But it says the rock whose food we've eaten will bless us. And one of the things we're supposed to remember when we eat is we are supposed to eat and be satisfied with what we've eaten, but maybe leave over some so that other people can have, and God commanded us to do that. So I have two versions I'd like to do of Tzur Mishalo. The first one is the Ashkenazic one, and the second one is the Sephardic one, because I want you to hear a little bit of the difference. So the Ashkenazic one goes like this. Tzur Mishalo, Mishalo Achanu, Tzur Mishalo, Mishalo Achanu, Tzur Mishalo Achanu, Barechu Emunai, Savanu Vehotanu, Kedvar Adonai, Tzur Mishalo Achanu, Barechu Emunai, Savanu Vehotanu, Kedvar Adonai. Does this sound a little bit like something you'd sing in a pub, maybe? A marching song? That's what the Ashkenazic songs often sound like. I'm just saying. And then the Sephardic melody goes something like this. Tzor Mishelo Hachanu Barechu Emunai Savanu Vehotanu Kedvar Adonai Savanu Vehotanu Kedvar Adonai Tzur Mishelo Hachanu Barechu Emunai Savanu Vehotanu Kedvar Adonai. See? That doesn't sound like a pub song, right? You feel a little bit of that Middle Eastern thing going. I hope so. Okay, so our next song, turning the page, is page 66. And there's a Lecha Dodi. think you know this one already. I think you'll be surprised that this is a Sephardic melody. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lemar chor v'dibur echad, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת לעילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך ומיורי, אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Did you know that one already? Did you know that was Sephardic? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Zoe knows. Zoe knows all. Did you see I called you Zoe? Is that closer to your right name this time? Whew. All right, we continue on page 68. This one is the Sephardic version. I once bragged that I know at least 1,005 melodies, but this is a Sephardic melody. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. We turn, I'm not turning pages, so I'm in trouble. We turn to page 108 now as we begin the core part of our service. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותך ימליך מלכותך, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי בכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יה לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך, המבורך, promise to keep singing, I'll let you sit down for the Shema, which is a Sephardic tradition. We're going to be doing 2 different versions of the Shema. First the traditional and then an Israeli, modern Israeli. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. We're on page 111. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. The next song we're singing, we're doing 2 versions of again, because I told you we will be focusing on the Song of the Sea. And these are the words, some of the words, a few of the words, that are part of the poem or song that is called the Song of the Sea that we sang when we made it to the other side of the Sea of Reeds. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. Sorry. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה. We got more of those, but that's enough for that one. We'll sing more tomorrow, by the way. And, okay, I'll try. It's one of my favorite songs. It's just when Jeff and Danny write their songs, it's always in keys that I can't sing in. Are you hearing this through the speakers?
I'm not.
What?
I don't think so.
Are we?
Double check it.
I'm not so sure. If not, it means nobody's hearing it. Hold on one sec. See if I can do this upside down. I can do this. Ron, are we on? Is the guitar on now? You told me you heard it before. You couldn't hear it.
Well, we could hear it.
You could hear the guitar, but not this. Yeesh, I'm turning it down now. צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום, לחיים ולשלום. מעתה ועד עולם לחיים ולשלום, ושמו ושמו צאתנו ובואנו ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ושמו ושמו צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום, לחיים ולשלום, ולשלום, ולשלום. That's easy for you to say. Oh my goodness. I love when Jeff and Danny write songs. And Debbie, may her memory be a blessing, but I wish they'd write in a key I can sing in. We are on page 75. Sorry, 75. Sorry, I called out a page number in another service before. We're on 75. Turning this down again. I'll do it like this. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. please rise for the tefillah, which begins on page 76. Adonai, sefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. You may be seated. Turn to the middle of page 78 for Yismachu. You got it? ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי עונג שבת. מקדשי שביעי שבת, כולם ישמחו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי עונג שבת. והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת. כמדד ימים אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי עונג שבת. והשביעי למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי עונג שבת. רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל, ותפילתם באהבה תקבל, ותהי לרצון תמיד, ותהי לרצון תמיד, עבודת ישראל עמך. ברוך אתה אדוני She'otecha levadecha b'hira na'avod. She'otecha levadecha b'hira na'avod. And I'm going to do this one. I'm going to be brave. Jeff and Danny wrote this. That's what I mean by brave. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. This time in our service, I invite you to sing quietly the prayers and songs that you have in your head. We take a moment of silent prayer. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, V'goali, V'goali, Iyu Ratzon Imrefi, V'heyu Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, V'goali, V'goali. At this time in our service, our prayers and our hearts turn to those who are ill or recuperating as we turn to the inside back cover of our prayer books. Included in our prayers today are Carl Bagey, Carrie Bollinger, Val Gold, Brock Gum, Lemuel Houston, Susan Israel, Sister Mary Joan, Bernard Lobel, Jim Marler, Jada Wynn, Justin Rudkowski, Joanne Smith, and Stephen Zelanka. If you have other names that you'd like us to add to our prayers, I invite you to call them out.
Linda and Roy Harper.
For all these names, for the names that we choose to hold in our hearts, we sing. Misheberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And because we are grateful to be worshiping together, I would like us to add a Shechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. As we add the blessing for those who are serving, Misheberach Avotenu v'imotenu, may the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we have entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they have been called to serve. May they return home safely, and let us say,
Amen.
I'll wait. I'm going to invite everyone who is under the age of 13 to put down your musical instruments and come on up and help me open up the ark, please. Everyone else is turning to page 148 for the Aleinu. As the ark is open, please rise. Wait, whoa, yep, go. Is always here. Ready? Come on, come on. Do we need to open this one too? Yeah. Uh-oh, what happened to those Torahs? They need some hugging. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, l'tet gedula l'yotzer reshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzon, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo samchekenu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים the next page we sing, V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We put our Torahs back and plop them in. Nice. And then we close our arcs. We close that one. Bunk, bunk. And we close the arcs gently. Whoop, thank you. When the arcs are closed, you may be seated. Thank you, ladies. Nice. Taking care of those arcs for us. We continue on page 151. Our thoughts, our songs turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. And before we sing our meditation song today, I am grateful to announce that it has been 5 weeks that we've had no American casualties. But this week, while patrolling the Har Dov region in northern Israel, an Israeli Defense Force Givati convoy was hit by an anti-tank missile, followed by Hezbollah operatives in Lebanon. 7 IDF soldiers were injured. 2 were killed during the attack. Staff Sergeant Dor Chaim Nini and Major Yochai Kalangel. May their memories be blessed. Staff Sergeant Dor Chaim Nini was 20 years old. But he was already a veteran of Operation Protective Edge. He was survived by his parents and 2 brothers. And Major Yochai Kalangel was 25 years old. He received a commendation from the IDF Chief of the General Staff in May. And he's survived by his pregnant wife and a 1-year-old daughter. May their memories be a blessing. I wanted to sing of memory and love, as it says, as we meditate on love and loss and life and death. And I thought maybe this song was one which we can do in English, which is on the song sheet. Bless this house, for we are all together. Bless us all, we may not meet again. Think of all the happiness that we found here. Take it home and share it with a friend. Come along, sing a song, and we'll never say goodbye. And we'll see and agree. Friendships one need never die. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us, and we recall those 2 young soldiers. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own Those for whom we're observing Yortzeit this week in our congregational family include Samuel Atkins, Ruby Blumenthal, Cecile Lemley Childs, Josephine Cohen, Benjamin Eltis, Zelda Finkelstein, Carol Gam, Paul Gardspain, Goldie Williams-Hein, Joe Kahn, Esther Kaufman, Soretta Crom, Sadie Cooperman, Miriam Levine, Lillian Mandel, Max Morris, Hyman Muslow, Lee Ellen Oglethorpe, Jack Rubin, Morris Rubin, Sophie Rubin, Melvin Steiner, and Thelma Winkler. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise, as together we praise your name. In a traditional service, there are up to 5 Kadishes, and the mourner's Kaddish is the only one that we do not sing. On page 154. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chai echon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach la'alam u'alamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudshah b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. You may be seated before we get to our closing song. Do you want to read announcements, Gary? You want me to just say them? What would you like? Come on, sing them, dude.
Sing them.
You ready to sing the announcements? I think they're in your key. We wrote them in your key. You just have to sing them. Yeah, you just have to sing them.
Okay.
Here you go. Here, take this.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good job.
Thank you, Virginia and Rabbi, for our unique musical Shabbat in honor of Shabbat Shirah. After services, please join us for some Sephardic foods as part of the Oneg. This week, remember that Wednesday is Tu B'Shvat. We will continue to celebrate trees next Shabbat. Next Shabbat is also Simcha Shabbat, when we will bless and honor everyone with birthdays or anniversaries in February. If you would like to participate in the High Mitzvah program, please register at the office by paying the $18 fee by Thursday, February 5th. Our first monthly meeting will be Thursday, February 12th at 7 p.m. Next Saturday from 9 to 9:30 a.m. we will have Tot Shabbat for children of all ages to have a fun service that takes place all over the sanctuary and includes a story told by Rabbi. February 20th and 21st Shabbat services and Torah study will be led by Abby Kilonsky, our ISJL Education Fellow. Please join her in worship. You will enjoy her enthusiasm and Jewish insights. Rabbi will be in Monroe that weekend officiating at a Laudenheimer baby naming. Rabbi Jana will be back to teach an adult ed class about Jewish calendar, holidays, and life cycle Sunday, February 22nd at 2 p.m. Details will be in your February bulletin. Is everybody taking notes?
The bulletin, I was told, could arrive tomorrow.
Yeah, we need to hand out a calendar
That's time.
if we're
It's
getting
in
this
the
far
bulletin.
ahead. Please remember to bring to B'nai Zion some unexpired, over-the-counter cold and pain remedy medicines to donate to the Interfaith Pharmacy this month. They will also take unexpired non-narcotic prescription medicines. If you would like, you can bring expired medicines for them to dispose appropriately. This is the end of our January headache drive. You're welcome to continue to make donations by bringing them here or directly to the Interfaith Pharmacy. Thank you for your help. Donations were made for pulpit flowers in honor of Virginia Walker and her inspiring music by Rabbi Jana. In loving memory of Lee Ellen Oglethorpe by Angie Nolani. think that
I
concludes
think that's
it,
you.
Rabbi.
You're
That's pretty good, yeah.
And you didn't sing any of it, though. Come
No,
on.
I did, but I'll sing it later.
Okay, that's good. I can't
In the
wait.
shower.
I can't wait. That's right. I can't wait. Our closing song, as you see, is on page 100. You want to do that one?
Oh, I
Go for it, please.
Oh.
I'll sing with you. Ki yeshmera Shabbat yishmereni, ki yeshmera Shabbat yishmereni, odi olemead beno veni, odi olemead beno veni, ki yeshmera Shabbat yishmereni, ki yeshmera Shabbat yishmereni. If we keep Shabbat, God will keep us, and we're keeping Shabbat. And we'll keep singing on Shabbat. I am going to again invite everybody who's under the age of 13 to come stand in front of those flowers. Because if we want to eat any of the delicious Oneg Shabbat, which includes special Sephardic foods, and we want to say thank you to everybody who made some special Sephardic foods. Thank you, and other people who aren't even here. We want to look at what color your thumb is. Is that perfect or what? Just the right size for the four of you. All right, you ready? Hold on. We need a microphone for you to sing. Are you ready to sing? We're going to sing the blessing because it's a singing Shabbat, right? So, sing. Ready? How do you want to start? We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon todah. All right, let me take the bottom of this so you can do that. I got this. Everybody pull. Pull. And as you know, I think that there's more up there that haven't been touched by these delicious, good singing, voiced fingers. There's some that's just for... Take it and share it with your family. Take some and share it with your family, please. Yeah. Did we forget something? What? Did somebody call out Rabbi what? No? I think I didn't forget anything, I hope. Please rise for the closing benediction. We keep saying we're going to write a melody for this thing, and we haven't done that yet. I have it in my head. I sing it in the shower, but I don't have it written down anywhere yet. Thank you for indulging us in a musical Shabbat. We had all kinds of plans of things that could have been, but somehow they tend to fall apart right at the last minute. But I love the fact that you sang with us and enjoyed it. I like thinking that music is one of the most inspirational ways of praying. And I hope that something of what we did touched you. I hope that you are a little more aware of a variety of music from all over the world. And we won't do it again until next year, just in case. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted up to each of you. May God grant you peace, safe travels, and lots of singing and good rhythm. And thanks for not gonging me. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat. I need my instruments back. Thank you. Thank you. I know you're great. Thanks for remembering.